Deep beneath the surface of the ocean lies a world hidden from most people. A world where day and night lose their meaning, where space shrinks to the bare minimum, and every action becomes part of a strict ritual. There is no horizon here, no wind, no sunlight, only metal, temperature, vibration, and the people living inside a complex machine that must remain silent and unseen. Life on a submarine is life inside a sealed ecosystem, where every day looks the same, yet demands constant focus and readiness for change. It's a place where you can hardly be alone, but at the same time, everyone remains alone with their thoughts. The descent into this world begins the moment the submarine slips underwater. The engines quiet down, the hull settles into operating mode, and the crew enters a different state of mind, one where even routine actions take on military precision. In an enclosed space, small details matter. A single mistake can affect the entire system. There are no random movements, no wasted actions. Everything around the crew exists for one purpose: to complete the mission without being detected. And yet, even in these conditions, life goes on. People eat, work, rest, and try to stay human. The submarine is divided into sections, each with its own almost ritualistic function. The corridors are narrow, movements must be calculated, and personal space barely exists. Daily life is a constant compromise that everyone accepts without question. Sleeping quarters are stacked in tight layers, compact capsules with small curtains that offer at least a sense of privacy. Sleep becomes one of the most important parts of survival. Sailors learn to drift off to the steady hum of ventilation, the faint vibration of the hull, and the ever-present background noise that soon fades from awareness. The shift from rest to work happens quickly. Submarines follow a strict watch rotation, dividing time evenly among the crew. A three-shift system cycles everyone through their duties, and each sailor knows exactly when they will take their post again. This rhythm keeps people alert, a necessity underwater, where the situation can change in an instant. Here, even a small deviation from the schedule could disrupt the balance. Discipline isn't just required, it's the foundation of existence. Watches take place in the control room, in engine compartments, at sonar stations, in missile and torpedo sections. Everywhere, constant monitoring is essential. But even within this rigid structure, life continues. The crew finds ways to support themselves physically and mentally. One of the key elements is food. The submarine's galley is one of the busiest and most cramped places on board. Space is tight, but meals must stay filling, nutritious, and varied. Fresh produce is a luxury that lasts only for the first days of the mission. After that, frozen and canned supplies take over. Still, the cooks do their best to keep the menu diverse, knowing that food is one of the few sources of emotional comfort. The mess hall has a special atmosphere. It's the closest thing to normal life deep under the ocean. Here, sailors get short breaks from the constant routine. People sit at small tables, carefully choosing seats to avoid crowding in the tight space. Meals anchor the day, especially when the submarine is deep underwater and it's impossible to tell whether a new day has begun or the old one continues. After eating, some get a bit of free time. They use it in different ways: reading, listening to music, or trying to rest before their next watch. A few always find ways to exercise, even in the limited space, using small machines or just their own body weight. Training helps keep the body in shape, but just as importantly, it relieves tension. On a submarine, movement is a challenge, so exercise becomes something you must plan. There are tiny fitness corners scattered around the boat, a single machine bolted to a wall, resistance bands, a small bench. The crew replaces full gyms with improvisation, creating personal routines. For many, these short but consistent workouts become a form of survival, a way to keep a clear mind in a world without external reference points. But physical activity is only one part of life. The other part is the small distractions that help fight monotony. Board games, card decks, handheld electronics. Anything that doesn't take much space becomes priceless. In the mess hall, you can see people playing between shifts, switching their minds from constant responsibility to a moment of relaxation. Sometimes these small distractions restore morale better than sleep. And so the patrol goes on. Days blend together. Time turns into a chain of cycles defined only by the submarine schedule. With no direct contact with the outside world, even limited communication, these small fragments of daily life become the foundation of the crew's stability. A person needs rhythm, a balance of work, rest, and a little personal time, even if that time barely exists. Down here, in the depths, every day is a lesson in adapting to the space around you. Here, people become part of the machine, yet they remain themselves. And that's what makes life on a submarine both unique and incredibly difficult. As the patrol goes on, life inside a submarine begins to feel like its own separate reality, a world where every crew member learns to exist as if in another dimension. The space no longer seems cramped. It becomes the only world available. People adapt their habits, learn to use every inch, and find ways to live with constant noise, vibration, and the absence of fresh air. Daily routines merge into a continuous chain of actions that may look simple, but behind each one lies a complex system supporting dozens of lives deep beneath the surface. One of the most important parts of submarine life is climate control. The air is pushed through multiple filters and enriched with chemically produced oxygen. This allows the crew to breathe even after weeks underwater. But the air feels different, dry, engineered, held together by precise parameters. The body needs time to adjust. Sailors drink water constantly to avoid dehydration and monitor their health closely, because even a minor issue can be amplified in a closed environment. Nutrition remains a key part of the crew's well-being. The menu is planned far in advance and tightly controlled. Its goal is to provide enough calories for work performed under constant stress. Most meals rely on long-lasting supplies: frozen vegetables, meat, grains, pasta, and canned food. But submarine cooks are known for their creativity. They rotate dishes, combine ingredients, and do everything possible to break the monotony. In the mess hall, food becomes one of the few moments that feels normal, even deep beneath the ocean. Sometimes the crew organizes small themed days, meals that remind them of home, or simple desserts made from whatever is left. These moments offer a brief pause, a symbol of normal life somewhere far above. For the crew, they become a tradition that helps maintain a connection to the outside world. To stay ready for duty, sailors take their physical training seriously. But space is extremely limited, so workouts are adapted to the environment. Body weight routines, short high-intensity sets, stretching in narrow corridors, and compact exercise machines become the core of daily fitness. Some submarines even have small treadmills or stationary bikes secured to compensate for the ship's movement. During training, the compartment fills with the sounds of footsteps, metal, and mechanical rhythms, a reminder that fitness here is a matter of survival. Workouts happen in short breaks between shifts. For many, they become a ritual that helps release tension. Physical activity doesn't just strengthen the body, it stabilizes the mind, offering a break from monotony and the pressure of confined space. After a quick session, sailors return to their duties with renewed focus. But exercise isn't the only way the crew keeps morale high. In the mess compartments, sailors find time to unwind. Small TVs play movies loaded before the patrol began. Some watch with headphones, others share the screen with friends. Even old recordings become valuable. Entertainment is limited here. Elsewhere, someone plays board games or reads a book they brought with them. Paper books are rare. So many rely on e-readers filled with entire libraries. Artificial light illuminates the pages as sailors read, trying to forget that hundreds of meters of water lie above them. Sometimes the crew organizes in formal competitions. Who can finish a puzzle the fastest, hold a plank the longest, or pass a fitness test in the tight space. These improvised contests help maintain camaraderie. They remind everyone that normal life still exists beyond the steel walls and help strengthen the bond that holds the team together. Cleanliness is also part of daily life. Every crew member has assigned duties to maintain hygiene. A submarine is a sealed environment, and any smell, any trace of dirt, or improper food storage can cause real problems. Cleanliness becomes part of discipline, something sailors do instinctively, knowing it's essential for everyone's safety. Sleep remains a challenge. With constant noise, limited space, and rotating watches, the body shifts into a unique rhythm. Sailors learn to fall asleep quickly and deeply, ignoring the background hum. Sleeping quarters are small pods where every detail is designed to save space. Photos, small souvenirs, or personal keepsakes hang on the walls, reminders of life on the surface. These touches make the space a little more human without breaking the routine. During long, submerged periods, the crew's psychological state becomes critical. Morale affects performance, and officers keep a close eye on how sailors cope with isolation. Sometimes small celebrations happen on board. Improvised holidays, symbolic awards, or treats from the cooks. All of this helps maintain motivation in a place where there is no way out. Watching the crew at work shows how smoothly this delicate mechanism of technology and human effort operates. Everyone follows their path, knows their duties, and understands their responsibility. On a submarine, nothing happens by accident. There is no room to step away from the team, no space to disappear. Everyone becomes part of a whole, and this unity allows the submarine to carry out its mission far from shore without losing efficiency. By the end of the patrol, the tension begins to ease. The thought of surfacing becomes the crew's biggest source of motivation. Everyone has their own list of things they want to do once they see the sun again. Feel fresh air, hear waves without the metal hull, look at an open horizon not framed by steel. But until that moment comes, the crew keeps working with the same precision they had from day one. Life on a submarine is a test not everyone can pass. It demands endurance, patience, and inner strength. But for those who accept the challenge, it becomes part of their story, a story of how people can live and work in a place where normal life seems impossible. If you're fascinated by what happens beneath the waves and how submarine crews endure life in complete isolation, let us know in the comments. Like the video, support the channel, and subscribe so you don't miss new documentary stories from the hidden world below.